Yay Networks.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
You got lipstick on your teeth
Oh,
I got
that's
it.
a good friend right there who just rubs that lipstick right off your teeth.
There we go.
I'm ready for cheers.
Oh, yes. Let's
Yay,
cheers.
Cheers to that
shit, baby.
Yeah.
We are so excited. I'm
Yes.
Emily.
I'm Laura.
And this is Cheers to That Shit.
Yes.
We have...
I just love our name in our podcast.
I thought you were going to say, I love my name. I was going to be like, yeah, I hope so. It's been it for...
No, the more I say it, like, cheers to that shit. It just is fun.
It encompasses
to say.
all.
It does. It means a lot to me. And
you know what I've noticed?
Really having a good time.
In our videos is that I have my hand here a
I
lot.
do that too.
Like I'm owning this.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel so like,
I do that too sometimes though.
here I am. And I
think
know
when we
why.
really get like
going
charged and into our conversations, it's like, I have two things in my hand, like,
I'm into it. I'm focused.
My arms on the couch. I'm like holding on for dear life. But
no, today's going to be good.
Yeah.
We have a guest on and I'm super excited about the guest. But before we get into how amazing they are, hint, hint, there's two. Did you do anything fun, share-worthy, storytelling, life event changing?
I'd like to say yes, but not really. It's been kind of boring. Dom's been traveling a lot with some side work that he's been doing. So I've kind of been,
with drugs.
Oh yeah, it's that.
I knew it.
I can't talk about it. Really.
I get it.
But yeah, so I've been kind of, at home and just me and my doodles.
Well, Ryan has also been traveling.
Yeah.
He comes home.
Why aren't we going out and drinking and eating out?
Because I have children.
Oh, that's right. Those darn children. Damn, they get in the way of everything.
Those fucking responsibilities that I have. Shit. But I have them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Ryan's been out of town. Speaking of doodles, mine is getting his second groom. He's almost 10 months and they walked in, they're like, oh, who is this big boy? And I was like, this is Banner. And she was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And it's puppy weather outside. Like it's getting to be that nice fall weather. So he's like running around like a crazy person. She was like, he has a lot of energy. And I was like, well, he's not even 10 months yet. So
is he fixed?
Yeah, we are going to do that.
Okay. I mean, all I meant was like, that might be why he's like,
we're waiting until he's like a little bit older because it's healthier for his joints.
Well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't an inquisition. It was just a question to explain like,
why do you want to know about my dog's balls?
His little like, happy, cheery fall weather self. Okay, moving on.
Well, Bo's fixed and he still gets excited. He's just, oh man, it's that puppy weather. They just get so excited. But yeah, oh my God. And my oldest, she had a traumatic experience with dropping him off. We dropped him off and I took her. I was like, Banner's going to get a haircut. It's going to be really fun. Like he's got to go in and get, groomed.
Shaved.
And well, I didn't tell her that part, but she calls knots when I brush her hair snots. And it's really cute. And I can't correct it. There are a couple things I can't. She says cute with a K. And I'm like, I can't correct that. That's adorable. So we went and we dropped him off. And as we were leaving, I was like, okay, Buggy, like it's time to go. Banner's going to get his haircut now. You would have thought I was dropping her into like off the Titanic, like into freezing iceberg, cold water. Like I was like, she thought we were leaving him forever, like abandoning him.
So she's used to going and getting her haircut 20 minutes later, coming home. Yeah. She didn't understand the whole drop him off, get in the car, and we're still going to school and
living our life. So the whole
traumatic. Could you imagine if that's the only thing you had to worry about today?
Was my dog's grooming. What
time the dog was coming home.
Yeah. So, but speaking of haircuts.
Yes. Well, that was.
Speaking of hair, I should say.
Yeah.
Our guests today are someone that we've worked very close with. They did our first promo shoot, our hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Rain Beauty. They are located in North Raleigh, North Carolina, for those of you listening all over the world. But they are amazing. So we have on today Marissa, who is the CEO and founder.
Yes.
And Adrienne, who is senior stylist. And she's also she manages the business. There's another word for it, and she will correct me on this. I know she will. But we have both of them on today. We're going to talk about Inspo versus reality a little bit. They're going to share some fun wedding stories that they have encountered. I know, I'm very excited to hear about them.
Stories.
So let's bring them on. They're going to be here today. We're very excited. Yeah. I like totally blanked Adrienne when I was like, and I literally just asked you last night too. I'm like, I was so focused on making sure Marissa was shouted out that I was like, Adrienne is there. She's there too.
I'm the director.
Director.
The director.
That's what I was like. It's not manager. She does more than that. She's the director.
It's just a fancy title for a manager, really.
Adrienne's like, nah, bitch, you do more than that shit.
Yeah.
I like your segue, by the way.
Thanks. My last week's was super cheesy too. But Marissa, if you want to introduce Rain Beauty and introduce yourself and then pass it over to Adrienne, we'd love to hear.
Hello, everyone. I'm like trying to work with being able to see me and then also just listening to my voice. So don't mind me.
It's okay. It's an adjustment for sure.
It does.
Yeah.
We're still not used to it yet.
But my name's Marissa. I'm the owner and founder of Rain Beauty. We are a hair and makeup team here in Raleigh, North Carolina, but we also service the coast and really anywhere you need us. We're going to be there for your wedding day. And yeah, we started Rain last January, so January 2021. So we're still kind of like a baby.
Y'all been doing hair and makeup a lot longer than that individually.
Yeah. So I've been doing bridal makeup for 6 years. And then I'll let Adrienne introduce herself.
Hey. Yes. So yes, I'm Adrienne. I am the director. So I do all like the day-to-day communications with all the brides and everything, all the bride calls, contracts, logistics, all of that stuff. And then I'm also a senior artist. So I do both hair and makeup. I've been doing makeup for about 10 years and hair like 3 to 4 years. So
Yeah, so she's a boss.
I'm multi-talented.
Being the director and handling all the communication and stuff, that's kudos. That's a tough role to have.
Yeah. And I just want to do a personal brag. We absolutely love you guys. We went to brunch with them to talk about this. And it literally, we maybe talked about the podcast for 4 minutes. And everything else was just about life.
In between sampling the champagne flight and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah. We used to work, we are in a new office with the studio, but our other office was right down the hall from Adrienne Marissa's from Rain Beauty. And we knew when they would come in that it was like, okay, now I'm gonna have to put my work down and talk to them for like an hour because it's like takes priority over everything.
It's like, so what's been going on? What
Like
have you
life,
been
like
doing?
I need to know about your life. Let's catch up on everything. So I'm so excited to have you ladies on today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Okay. So I think let's talk about a pet peeve. Marissa, Marissa sent me a cute little list of like shit that bothers all hair and makeup in the wedding industry.
Hey, we all have that list.
Oh, I have 17 lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we work with all the vendors.
Yeah.
So we have
All
a
the
list for every
lists.
category.
all the lists.
But as in the hair, makeup, beauty, and all of that category, I'm sure there's a list of pet peeves
Yeah.
for sure.
So let's talk about braids. Let's talk about Brady braids. I'll let y'all take it away. Just
All the
braids.
artists listening are like, out of their mouth.
Well, I mean, it's a trend, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's very trendy right now.
Yeah.
So tell us about the trend and then tell us what the pet peeve around the trend is.
Well, I kind of feel like braids has always been a trend in weddings. Like you look way back, there's probably braids somewhere in someone's grandma's wedding album. Grandma's mom's whatever. But with us, with braids, I think there's this weird myth in the bridal world that braids make like a look formal or like heighten a look. Like we get a bride, they're kind of stuck on something simple, pretty, and then they're like, but maybe I should add a braid.
Oh, like to give it like a little va-va-voom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take it up a notch.
Yeah, I don't know when that happened.
I feel like braids, when I think of like a bridal braid, I think very like boho,
I think boho.
beachy, like that. I had like a small little braid, but it was because I was going for more of that like I want my hair up because I know that I'm going to get hot, but like I want it to be more
Then just
not so
back.
formal. Like
Yeah.
I need it to be like a little bit more like I wanted that kind of like
loose.
Loose
It seems
vibe,
very
like-
like loose and easygoing. If I was
Yeah.
going for a formal look, I
No, braid. I'd
wouldn't.
sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
like what you're like, you fucking get it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have a lot of like, have you ever told a bride that? Like,
Yeah, well, it's like with the brides, it's a little easier because we get them for the trial run. So we know we test things out. We kind of can talk to them more. It's more so the wedding day with the bridal party. And like we have a short amount of time with them. So, we're trying to convince them and tell them what's going to work for their hair. And it's like every time they don't know what to do, they're like, just put a braid.
okay, well, that leads me into a question I
Yeah,
have.
that opened up the Pandora's box for me for
So,
questions too.
Y'all probably don't know this about me. I'm very type A. And I had 3 hairstyles
These are your options, bridesmaids.
for my bridesmaids.
That's exactly what I was going to say though, because I mean,
Like,
I'm
it's
sure.
not a free for all. You don't get to show up and do what you want to do. Like,
Well, this is
you can do straight hair or curled,
right.
but you need to have one part either swept back, twisted back, or braided back.
Right.
That was it.
So this kind of goes into the whole like it's not your wedding, bridesmaids, and you're gonna wear your hair how I want you to wear your hair. And thankfully, you gave them options. But yeah.
So do you have a lot of brides
Yeah.
like bridal parties that are like, yeah, whatever they want to do is fine?
Yes, most.
Yeah, it's honestly a very small percentage of brides that are like, this is what I want all of them to have. And usually like they're not as particular about makeup. It's more with hair that they're like, I'm doing an updo, so they all need to have their hair down.
Right.
That's
But
how I
most of-
was too.
Yeah,
Like,
why
but
do you
most
think
of the
first
time they
hair?
don't care.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they are just like whatever?
More particular with makeup than hair. I mean,
No,
with hair
just
than
why do
makeup.
you think they're not particular with hair?
I feel like they've made so many decisions already planning the wedding that by time it comes to the wedding morning or even the week of the wedding, that's when the bridesmaids are like, hey, what do we need for this and that? And you're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You just
But
want
we
them.
don't-
Like, you showed up, that was enough for me.
Yeah, and they just
Yeah.
want them to be comfortable, and you can do whatever makes you
Yeah.
feel comfortable.
Mhm. But we kind of take the initiative, like if like a bridesmaid asks for something that's more dramatic than the bride's hair or makeup, we like, well, I don't really ask. I just do a dulled down version of it. But there are other artists that will be like, well, I want to make sure with the bride that that's okay. And again, a lot of time they don't care, but like even my wedding this past week that happened, like the bridesmaid asked for like a bold lip and she was like, well, I normally don't do like a red lip on bridesmaids unless it's okay with the bride. And so they asked the bride, and at first she was like, oh, I don't really care. And then she was sitting with it for a few seconds and she was like, well, actually maybe not like a red lip. Like you do like a reddish, but
Well,
like a pinkish.
You know what?
Like,
Kudos to your stylist for doing that, because I mean, in that moment, you're just like, oh, so what kind of lip do you want? And the bride's way over there getting her hair and makeup done and not anywhere. So yeah, upstaging the bride. I mean, we've talked about that before too, but yeah, good. That's good that your stylists do that.
I know for me, like I didn't do makeup for my bridesmaids. And the reason I didn't is because I wanted to do my own makeup. And Adrienne, we've talked about this before. I'm so particular, especially about my eyebrows. And I didn't want to look like another person. Like, I feel like when you get your makeup done, it is for a very big event. And yes, weddings are very big events. But for me personally, I was like, I will do a bolder eye myself, but I don't want to look back in these pictures and be like, who was I?
Yeah, it doesn't look anything like you do on a.
But like I
every day.
did get my lashes done and I was like, I do want my hair done. So for my bridesmaids, I was like, I want y'all to just come comfortable with your makeup. I will pay for you to get your hair done because I want your head to look good. But like, and put makeup on, please. But like, you don't need to go all out. But like, I do feel like there's that line of I am the bride though. So let's maybe not
Upstage me?
Yeah.
take your red lip off.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a little breaky break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, I feel like for hair and makeup, it's kind of a big one.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about inspiration
Versus reality. Hi. We're back.
Here we are. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. So we're going to talk about inspiration Inspo versus reality.
I have one word for that.
Okay.
Filter.
Yes.
Ooh. I have another word. Photoshop.
Okay. Yep.
Also,
100%.
They're like, yes and yes.
Yes
Okay.
and yes.
So I want to know, how has Pinterest, influencers, models, Photoshop, how has that affected the hair and makeup of wedding life?
terribly.
Adrienne's like, I also have one word for you.
Terribly.
Oh my gosh, I feel like there's not enough time.
Yeah.
Yes, we have all the time.
We have all the time.
Okay. Well, obviously we like love the inspiration. We love to get pictures, you know, like it gives us an idea, but I feel like again, there's this disconnect. And it's the same with makeup as it is hair. So, you know, we get a makeup inspiration picture. We kind of break down exactly what the look entails. So like eyes, lips, complexion. But it's just kind of like gets to the point where they see a picture and then once you kind of replicate your idea of it, it doesn't really hold up to their expectation because of filters and Photoshops. I say like 8 times out of 10, if you find like inspiration picture, it's going to be Photoshopped or filtered.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then it gets put on Pinterest and then influencers are showing it and they've had filters and, you know, all of this stuff before it gets posted. Yeah, I'm sure that would be a big issue.
I think another thing too, which I love, that I have started seeing a lot more ads of women who have pores and like the fine
Yes.
lines. Like even if you're 22 years old, you're going to have some type of line or crease or something somewhere. Like when you smile, you're going to have the smile lines. Even if you don't have them when you're not smiling, your face isn't just filmed over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But there's a distorted reality in our world that it is.
oh no,
Yeah.
they're at, but I'm
It's
saying like now
yeah.
you start to see more ads where people are looking
Natural.
natural.
Right. Right.
Well, in
Yeah,
general,
no,
too, like with film and photography, like makeup is always gonna, like the thing that most people don't realize when they're looking at these pictures either is how much makeup they're wearing. Because it photographs
Oh.
in a way that it like looks more natural because that's just what lighting and film and photography does. But in person, like when you watch those like YouTubers that cake on makeup, that does not look good in person. Like you will see how cakey and like heavy it looks in person.
I think
Yeah,
cakey
so-
is a good word to use because
Yeah.
it's like,
So you're saying you have, in order to show up well in images, it has to be a lot more than what you would normally wear.
It's like a catch-22,
Yeah.
really, because it's like you get influencers who post a picture and they're not wearing a lot of makeup, but it looks flawless. But they're not telling you they spent 12 months on their skincare routine to perfect their skin to wear minimal makeup. And then you have influencers who cake it on and post a 15-minute clip of that look. And really it took them 3 hours to achieve that look. And they have so much product on. So it's like you get kind of like both ends of it, you know?
So how do you manage expectations with brides when they come in with pictures or, you know?
Well, I have a rule with the team. When we post pictures to our stories or any off the camera roll pictures, like we're not allowed to use a filter. We cannot Photoshop it. Like that is just our thing. Like when we post to our stories, it's going to be right from the camera, right from the roll with no editing, not even like the one swipe to the left that everyone does that did that really pretty.
Paris.
Yes, like not
yes,
even.
bitch, I do it all the time. So I'm a little,
I do it for like personal.
clean her up a little bit.
Yes, I 100% agree. But when we're posting clients or actual looks, like we're not going to do any filtering or anything on that. So I think it's helped with the brides that follow us because they see our stories. They're like, okay, that's a little bit more realistic to what it is.
Yeah, but that's a good thing as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. I think we have enough in our world right now with the filters and the
Yeah.
unachievable expectations. And I think as hair and makeup, you know, specialists in your field, you need to show what things are really going to look like. And the client that, you know,
Yeah.
knows what they're getting. What you see is what you get.
Amen.
see?
Exactly.
That's WYSIWYG.
Aguilera.
No, it's just like a little
What?
acronym, WYSIWYG. What
Oh.
you see is what you
Oh,
get.
wait, is that Christina?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we got to Google that shit later. I think a big thing too, though, is when you do that like unfiltered look, you really are setting in like a reality kind of life, which is so beneficial this day and age. But like,
Well, and needed.
because it is, there are so many just like unreachable expectations of especially women trying to like, I have to look like this. I need to make sure this is in this place and here's this and yada, yada, yada. But again, they're influencers for a reason. Influencer, they're not showing their
They're
life.
selling.
Social
Right.
media is a highlight reel. And I think that's so important, especially when you're looking at Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok. Those are all highlight reels of what people want you to see. They're posting it for a reason. They're not posting a picture of them like, oh God, I don't like how this makeup is. Like, they're not posting the reality of it because that doesn't sell.
Well, yeah. I mean, we talked
Right.
about influencers before. They're selling either themselves or they're
Right.
selling a product or
Right.
a service.
There's
So-
a reason behind it. There's
Yeah.
a purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that y'all do have that unfiltered post because I think it's so important just for women in general to understand like, okay, this girl looks very similar to me and this is how she looked with this makeup or this hair on, and it isn't filtered and it isn't photoshopped or whatever. It's just her with her makeup on.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
No, good.
Well, I was gonna say with what you just said, that's like another thing of when people show us inspo photos and kind of setting realistic expectations for themselves. Like, because I've definitely seen situations where people were kind of like, not like, they didn't feel necessarily that it was exactly what they wanted, but it's because the pictures that they're showing us, this person doesn't look like you. So that's something of like, we're starting to kind of like tell our brides this too, especially like when I do their calls, like when they're saving inspo photos, look at people that have similar features as you, that have the same coloring as you, same hair color, because that all does play a part. And if like if this person who has like really like a lot of lid space and like has like larger eyes and have that space to like do a really smoky dramatic look, if you try to translate that on me, it's not going to look the same because I have hooded eyes and not a lot of lid space. And so it's having that understanding of like, you can't expect for something, even if the artist does it exactly like it's done in this photo, it's never going to look the same on you if you don't have the same exact features as that person.
Oh my God. That just gives
That's-
me the chills
I
because
know.
my like whole life in the wedding world has been to educate couples, you know, and let them know because we've talked about there's such a disconnect between what the vendors know
Right.
and what needs to happen and what the couple comes in with their expectation. And bridging that gap has always been like my lifelong, you know,
Passion.
to do. And that's the most amazing advice because what you're
Yeah.
doing is you're really
Honing
giving
in.
yeah you're
Yeah.
you're honing in on your craft and your skill and what you can do and really letting your future customer know like to get the best version of you, you know, this is what you need to do. It's
Well,
that whole
yeah.
educational component.
It's that whole manage your expectation.
well,
Like,
yes,
yeah,
but it's an educational component
Yeah.
too. I mean, I think the better educated the bride is before she comes in to get her hair and makeup
Yeah.
done, then whatever her expectation is going to be far exceeded than if she comes in with this picture, you know, of somebody else who doesn't look anything like her.
Yeah,
Right.
I love that. I think that's so great. And again, I can go on about Rain Beauty. You all of your whole entire team is absolute amazing. And you walk in and you truly feel just already full of confidence. Like I don't even need to get my hair and makeup done. You've literally just hyped me up walking in the door, but y'all do a great job of, hey, this hair would look better on you. And you do ask so many questions because we have had our hair and makeup done by y'all's entire team at this point. Now I feel like, and everyone is, it's like, do you like your hair on this side? Do you like this? How do you want your bang? Do you want your bang pulled back? Like the questions that are asked are so needed and make you think. And it's like, you get it. Like you understand. It's like, you may have asked that question 30,000 times, but for me, it's the first time you're asking and it feels really good because you're seeing me as a person, not as a number. And so many people I feel like that falls through the cracks. Like some vendors, like there isn't that. It's very
Numbers.
like, okay, let's crank out these weddings.
Right.
But it's like your wedding day is so important. It's such a big moment that you need to have that personalized feel in every aspect of it. Cause we talk so much about being authentic to yourself and to the couple. And when you find a good makeup artist, especially for everyone who wants their makeup done, it means so much to make sure that they leave that chair looking and feeling their best self, not their self that the magazines tell them to look.
I mean,
their best self.
all the attention's on the bride.
Well, that as well.
It's
Like
a
whoever's-
total, it's a total reflection of what y'all do. So
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks,
we just love you guys.
We love you guys. All right, we're gonna take another break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about 2 other things, and
Some
then
story time.
yes, Marissa and Adrienne are gonna share some stories. All right,
Okay,
let's jump in.
let's do it because this is story. I'm very.
I
excited
know I'm very
for
excited
this.
for story time.
Me too.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna start with email etiquette, and I'm gonna have you ladies take it away. Start it off.
So this is like kind of email and phone call etiquette because, like I said, I'm the one that does all like the communications with the brides. So before they even ever sign with us, they'll usually obviously fill out an inquiry form or they'll like directly email our info email. And then I'll kind of like gather some information and set up a call with them and all of that. So it's kind of like a vetting process because like we've definitely realized that we're kind of like a vendor that some brides just like don't take as like seriously as other vendors, and that they think that like we don't have like protocols or like logistics behind things. They're just like, oh, they just show up and do like our hair and makeup, whatever.
Right.
So this kind of like goes into a specific story of like how people like to try to tell us how to do our jobs. Where they're like,
Don't you love those?
Love that.
I know.
Love that for you.
Like, you're not gonna have me like make a complete 180 from a very nice person to a very snarky person any faster than telling me how to do our job. So, but yeah, so there was this one bride who my initial communications was through her planner. The bride lived in California and her fiance is from North Carolina. So that's why they were getting married in North Carolina, but they lived in California. So we eventually get to the point where me, the bride, and the planner plan a call. And the planner did tell me that the bride works for like the corporate office of Sephora. So I was like, okay,
And no pressure.
Oh my god.
yeah, well, I was like, this can go one of 2 ways.
Right.
So, you know, we get on the call. She seems super nice and everything like that. And she's like, well, I just kind of wanted to give you like just an overview of what we're thinking because we don't want this to be like just like a very traditional wedding. Like this is going to be more modern and kind of like high fashion, a little more unique. And I was just like, okay. And
Red flag number 1.
right. And so then she's yeah. So she's
You guys need little. I wish you had little like flag props so you could be like red flag, green flag,
well,
red flag.
because they actually wanted me to do a video call, and I was like, no. And like in hindsight, it was for the best because there's no way I would have been able to conceal my facial expressions.
Your facial expressions would have given it away.
It would have been bad. It would have been so bad because it would have burnt that bridge with the planner. I feel like had they seen how I was reacting to everything that she was saying. The planner was fine. The planner was great. It was the bride just had
Expectations.
yeah, unrealistic expectations, at least for us.
So how did that call go though?
So she goes on to say, she's like, you know, we want this to be very like, again, like high fashion, almost like a fashion show where it's going to be very clean makeup, like da da da. She's basically describing like probably what 80% of our brides ask us to do. So like she's going on and on about how unique and different it is, and I'm just like, okay. So then this is where things take the hard turn, and she's like, so I only want you guys to be doing my hair, and then you'll do 8 of the the 8 bridesmaids hair and only 6 of the bridesmaids, because I have my dream makeup artist from New York coming to do my makeup and my maid of honor and my mom's makeup. And I was just like, okay. And she's like, so kind of going back to that idea of this being a fashion show, my makeup artist would kind of be like the lead and would direct your team and kind of oversee them and make sure that they're doing the look properly and putting it all together. And I was just like,
Ding, ding, ding. Red flag number 2.
yeah, I was just like, this is not gonna happen. Like, I obviously didn't say that, but in my head I was like, nope.
Like,
this is not happening.
What did you say in that conversation though?
I literally just didn't say anything. I just kind of let her do her whole spiel because I did it. Like, I was like, if I respond right now, it is not gonna be professional.
Yeah, but I mean,
whatsoever.
you guys are a business.
Yeah.
You're your own business. You have a way of running your business. I mean, yay, she's got some high fashion New York makeup artists coming in. Good for her. But they're not there to tell you how to run your business.
Exactly.
Okay. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of salons in general, especially hair and makeup, do not get the social media appreciation that they deserve. So they don't get tagged in a lot of posts. So let's say this big superstar from Cali,
New
how
York.
would you, no, the bride,
Oh,
how
sorry.
would she tag like hair done by Rain, hair and makeup done by blah, 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 and Rain? But like, what if the other makeup stylist was like, pardon, but shitty, and she didn't clarify like, how does that,
who did what?
No, they probably just would have tagged her makeup artist.
and not you guys. Anyway, that's just my like, I know.
Let's keep going.
So yeah, so she's like going on about how she has, her dream makeup artist and all of that. And, had she dropped a name and it was actually a big time makeup artist, we would have entertained the idea of it, but she never dropped a name. So it probably meant it was just some
friend,
random person. Yeah.
Some little dealio she worked out through her Sephora connection.
Right. Influencers get all the shit. We've talked about sponsored weddings.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So I just let her talk. I truly don't respond back to anything because I don't have anything positive to say in this. And so so she's like, so basically the phone call ends with like that they're gonna look at all the different artists we have and kind of like request specific people. So I immediately call Marissa, tell her this whole thing. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I just need your confirmation that you don't want to do this either. And she's like, no, we're not doing that. And so before I can email the planner back, the planner emails me and is like, like she's so excited at the idea of working with you guys. These are the artists that she's really drawn to. And of course, me and Marissa are on that list. And I was like, nope. So it's kind of like, basically like, don't make yourself or put yourself in situations that are not worth it. And this was definitely one of those situations. So I emailed back the planner and was just like, look, we appreciate her vision and everything, but we just don't think we're
not
the
a
right
fit.
fit.
Yeah, no, good for you for saying that, because I'm telling you, it doesn't always work out in your benefit to, overextend yourself into an area that you're not comfortable with.
That too, but it's also like, this goes back to like a bridezilla moment where you're kind of like, listen, like check yourself. Yes, it's your wedding, but it goes like, you need to respect your vendors. And that would be like having, hey, I want you to photograph my ceremony, but I'm going to have this photographer photograph my reception. Mm-hmm. Like it's just not like it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Okay, so the next,
I'm excited for this.
I know. So we've talked about in-laws. It was one of our like most recent episodes that we've done, but we kind of like went in hard on in-laws. But there is a fun term, monster in-law, for the bless them, the mother-in-laws that we, and some people have great relationships.
I'm a mother-in-law too, so maybe I'm a monster and I just don't know it.
I'm just kidding. I didn't want to say anything, but we want to hear, because we know you got them. We know you got a monster-in-law story.
Okay, this one is, again, this is like email-esque. So, we get the question a lot, like, tell us your worst wedding day story. And like, surprisingly, the wedding mornings, we don't really run into a lot of issues with the moms. Like, of course, they might be in the chair a little bit longer. They might be a little bit more particular. Maybe they're asking the bride too many questions and she's like, please get my mom away from me. So like When it comes to the wedding morning, we're able to kind of navigate that because we ask the bride, what order do you want? So they'll put the mom-in-law at first or last. So then she's not, in the room for as long. So
Well,
I feel
hold
like
on. I
we-
just want to say too, I do feel bad sometimes for mother-in-laws because I do feel like they're very overlooked on a wedding day because you have the bride, you have the mother of the bride,
Right.
you have the aunt of the bride, the mom's
Well,
like you have all the brides,
the other
people.
female.
Mhm.
And I do
participants.
feel like sometimes maybe a mother-in-law acts out,
Well,
and not intentionally, but because she's like, it's my day too. Like, this is my kid getting married
Girl,
too.
I'm about to be mother of the groom 3 times, hopefully.
But like, it's still a special day to you too. Like, you still want that.
So as a potential mother of the groom, I would be that mother-in-law.
But I'm saying, but it's still a special day for you.
Yeah, it's
That's what
my
I'm
kid's
saying.
wedding
Yeah.
day.
This goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah. No. So, okay. I just want to go back to your story for
Yeah,
1 second.
yeah.
So the mother, no, I mean, I want to go back to your story.
I'm like, yes,
I have
continue.
I have something to say. So yes, you're right. It's the bride, it's the bride's mother, and most of the other
Bridal party is
is affiliated with the bride.
Right.
But there could be sisters of the groom in there or other friends or people that are associated with the groom. So why would you not include the mother of the groom in all of that?
No, I'm saying, but I think the mother of the bride, the mother of the groom or the mother of the other like the other person sometimes gets pushed aside. So when they have a moment in the spotlight, they act out a little bit.
They're a little
Because
a little
they're like,
much.
finally, I'm getting a moment to
Oh,
shine.
I see. Okay,
That's
okay.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I was starting
They
to get
don't
on the
have
edge of my
to-
seat
I
right
know.
here.
I
'Cause
was like,
I got something to say about the
but
mother
I'm
of the
saying,
groom.
like, finally, when they get that moment, they're
Yes.
like,
then they're a little too vocal, a little too opinionated.
yeah. So Marissa, carry on.
Yes, continue.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, like I was saying, I was trying to think of a story in the morning that I can okay, what's a wedding day that was just like disaster? And I really don't have anything particularly to the
Day
day
of.
But we did have a situation via email with a mother of the groom, and it was a really horrible situation. We get an email. The subject line is wedding cancellation.
Oh yes, queen. Give it.
We get the email. I have it pulled up, so I'm gonna look at it.
Oh yes.
So we get the email in the middle of the month. The wedding is that following month, the first week. I don't want to give too many details, okay?
Okay, so like 3 weeks away.
Yes, 3 weeks away. Wedding cancellation.
They've already made their final payments. Like they're within that
Love
point
it.
where they've made their final payments to vendors.
Trial runs. been
No
done.
refund, non-refundable deposit. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
right. So we'll get to that, but.
We're like, I know. I'm like, yes, I love it. Sitting on the edge of our seats, we are.
So the mother-in-law emails us. They're, please see attached letter for confirmation of the cancellation for this date for these this couple. Please reach out with any questions. Thank you. If you can send us a copy of the contract, because I'm trying to help navigate the situation for the couple.
Okay, hold on. I have a question. Wedding was canceled.
Yes.
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 Like
yes.
the entire wedding, not that they were just canceling you.
No,
No.
the entire entire wedding canceled.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes. So
Did someone die?
We'll get to that.
Let her
Okay,
tell the
sorry.
story.
A little bit, just a little bit, because we don't really know the full story. We probably
We
never
only
will.
know.
Did one of the
Yes.
couple, like one of the?
Someone called it off.
Okay. Okay.
I think,
Yes,
yeah.
someone called it off.
The love died. Got it.
Yes, something like that. So we respond. We're like, we're so sorry to hear about this. We are very excited to work with the couple. Here's a copy of the contract. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Like, we wish you guys nothing but the best. If we can help in any way, let us know. Try to be as easy and professional as possible. We get an email back that says, please call me, with the phone number. I don't respond yet because I think we're in a meeting or we're doing something that day.
Because you're running a business.
within minutes of each other.
We get another email. This is absurd. This type of business agreement is never in line. If we cannot reach an accommodation to still use your services, I will be on your Facebook. What
To
a
still
joke.
use your services?
What do they need your services for if they cancel the wedding?
She's gonna
What
get there.
What a joke. 100% loss for your contract. Who are you, Hollywood?
Please refer to my
Like, yeah, bitch, 100%. You better ask somebody.
This says, you even added the tip. I will be sure to never use your services again. Because we include gratuity in our contracts.
And so many other wedding vendors do,
Yeah.
which we
And
need
so
to
many-
fucking do that as a topic.
And so many other like restaurants do if it's a party over 8, blah,
Planners,
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
caterers,
So
bartenders.
she's just butthurt because her kid's wedding got
got
canceled.
dumped because her kid got dumped because they're a loser. Anyway,
Her-
keep going.
So, hold on. Last email. So these are back to
Yeah,
back,
they're all
okay?
separate.
And you haven't responded yet. This is
Haven't
all
responded
just
to
like, this
Yeah.
is like a
Sending
double text
Bam,
situation.
bam, bam, bam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last email. You
Oh,
have not
Marissa,
lost
you.
a dime. I am thinking a woman's shelter can use your services that day. Or maybe 5 on your side to show what a ripoff this is. 100% plus tip is all you offer on a cancellation. End of conversation.
We never responded back to her.
Did you ever talk to her again?
No,
Did you ever
Because-
refund anything?
no. So what happened, we get all those emails and I'm like, okay, pause. She's not our client technically.
No.
We were kind of doing this because we're like, the couple's probably going through it. I don't want
Right.
to bother the couple with it. So let's just go ahead, send her the contract.
Humor
so
her.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I
Was she part of the original booking at all?
No.
no.
Okay.
No, she came out of
So her kid was the one that got dumped.
No.
I think he did the dumping.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then why the fuck did you care?
Exactly.
So we get in touch with the planner because we're like, listen, let's talk to some more people before I even bother responding. Mind you, this is our second year of business and we're getting threats of reporting us to the news, all this stuff. And I'm like, what is
I would have been
happening?
in the front there. I would have held a poster up for you guys and been like, she's fucking crazy. They are amazing.
So, yeah,
She's fucking. I would have been my own little like circle around the news
Your own
camera.
your own protest.
My own protest against
Justice
them.
for Rainbow
Hold on, let me
Baby.
change my sign.
Pretty much. So we just took the pause back. We get in touch with the planner. The planner's like, yes, this is what's going on. Do not respond to the mom because she has also emailed all the other vendors threatening them, being very rude and just not.
Did
So
her son cheat?
Well, that's irrelevant.
Allegedly.
Yeah, here's my thinking. I'm gonna put my thinking on this.
Yeah.
And y'all don't have to confirm nor deny. You can just sit there and like work
we don't
this.
know
Yeah.
now.
Well, you can look
we
at- I
also
think
just
That she probably felt
suspected.
some guilt from this because I'm assuming she did not pay for any of this either. It was the bride's family that probably. Oh no, she did pay.
So, well, okay. Again, this isn't 100% fact because we don't know any of this is confirmed just from some research we did. I think that she paid for the wedding, but she strikes me as one of those moms that because she had the groom and then I think she had one other son. She strikes me as one of those moms that's like, my son could do no wrong. So even
she
though it was
may-
her son that
So she
called
may
off
have
the wedding.
contributed
So
some
she may have
money.
contributed money to the
even
wedding
though
or
she
paid
didn't
for
book.
it, but she didn't book you. She wasn't a part of the original booking. So
Right.
I think maybe because her kid was the one that canceled it, she felt guilt and she
think,
was trying to get refunded and was going about it in a very, maybe she really liked this other, the partner, the bride, maybe she really was a fan of them and she was hugely disappointed in her son, but her son can't do any wrong. So she is like, I'm going to blame it on every other person except for him.
Yes,
Well-
that's kind of pretty much what happened. And we did reach out to the bride to confirm. We did offer
Because it was
a
her
record-
contract.
Exactly. So we offered some sort of service, maybe down the line if she wants to use it for something.
Her second. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Whatever the case is.
Yeah.
We never got a response, but we also never heard from the mom again after that. So that's
mean, don't
just,
Well, because she probably took a Xanax and went to bed.
Don't you think that if she had paid for, contributed to anything, whether it was, her child's fault or not, she was just trying to recoup some of her money back?
Not in that manner, not with that aggressive tone. No, I think at that point there's an underlying issue of that. You don't attack somebody like that if you're totally sane. You know what I mean? You don't go after you're not going to refund anything. I know y'all are close with another makeup studio here in Raleigh as well. And we can talk about that later. But like, I know that she also would not refund after everything's paid in full. Your weekend is now booked. Like we have lost money because we're not going to rebook this weekend for that wedding. Like we have lost money.
Right. Especially if it's close. I mean,
3 weeks. Yeah. Like
3 weeks.
We did lose money because we booked out. We didn't book anything else for that day.
Right.
Because we were going to do your wedding.
Right. And nobody, I mean, not nobody, but the chances of you rebooking
Are
that weekend
are
3
zero.
weeks.
Or zero. Another
And
wedding.
it's not just like me or Adrienne, like we book for artists. So
Right.
they reserve the weekend for you.
Right.
And it's not money.
So I think in that term, it's someone who's feeling guilt. There's something else going on. It's not just that the wedding was called off. There's something else going on because you don't talk to vendors like that. But adding in the tip, that's something that we definitely need to talk about because so many other vendors do that.
Yeah.
But what a story. You guys came through. You guys came through big time.
I know. That was crazy.
Yeah. All right. So I want to shout you guys out because y'all have also done a TikTok, Instagram influencers wedding. I don't know if y'all can even talk about it, but y'all did so good with them. They're a dancing couple on TikTok and Instagram who I think so many people follow right now. I don't know I don't know if y'all are able to say anything about it.
Yeah,
but
we can.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would love
the mayor. If you guys haven't heard of them, they're huge on TikTok, but they're obviously a wife and husband couple, dancing couple. But yeah, we did their wedding last November, October.
My brain just has all this information.
And it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they were the best.
Yeah, so sweet, so down to earth. Like it wasn't a whole production. It was so chill. And it was just like a very random opportunity for us that was amazing.
Yeah. And Marissa got to work with them recently because they were here for the opening of the Fenton Square thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You said that. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, give us your socials, your website, how anyone can contact you.
How to get in touch with you.
Okay. Yeah. So our website is rainbeautync.com. And that is also our Instagram. So rainbeautync. And then Adrienne, if you want to give your social so they can see what you do.
Oh, so it's,
do it.
It's Adrienne Duterte, which.
Well, you might want to spell that.
I'm like, I feel like I need to spell this.
Spell it for them.
Okay, so ADRIENNEDUTERTE.HMUA.
Yes. Follow her up. And then we also have a highlight reel on our Instagram that showcases all of our artists. So check out that highlight reel. You can see who works with us and you can check out their work.
Yes, we love it. We love you guys so much.
Very familiar after our little, photo shoot and stuff.
Yes.
I know.
So,
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on with us today. We're so excited.
I know.
This is great.
Thank you.
I know. Your stories were juicy. I love it.
Oh, good. Okay. So you're a little nervous about that.
No, they're good. They're good. All right, guys. If y'all have any stories to submit to us, email us at stories@cheerstothatshit.com.
Yes.
Our Instagram is Cheers to That Shit Podcast. TikTok is the same. YouTube is Cheers to That S. Pound sound, hashtag, whatever, exclamation point, pound sound, hashtag, shosh, exclamation point T podcast. Follow us, submit your stories.
Nobody
We're so
got
excited. No one gives a fuck. Please don't watch us on YouTube, but subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just play it in the background behind all your tabs. Don't actually just listen on YouTube.
Just identify all of our quirks and little, weird.
My Twix.
Yeah, whatever.
My Twix?
My Twix. Are you turning Twix now?
I need to go to bed.
No.
All right. We will talk to you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for being on.
Oh, cheers to that shit.